Thanks for tuning in. This is the Sweet Cyclist. Today we're going to be reviewing the Shimano S-PHYRE RC9 shoes. So here we have Shimano's second generation S-PHYRE road cycling shoes. These are the RC9s, otherwise known as the RC901. What I have here today is the men's version in a Euro 44 with the blue color. They have 4 other colors, as well as a women's specific size. Packaging wise, really simple. You get the S-PHYRE in a glossy print on top and the sizing chart on the bottom. Let's go ahead and take it out of the box, and while I do that, we can review some of the specs. This is a $400 shoe. This is the top of the line version. You get a stiffness index of 12, which is their maximum stiffness index for the carbon sole. You get a synthetic seamless upper, as well as an external heel cup. You also have dual BOA IP1 dials, and these are one of the best dials from BOA with dual direction micro adjustments. Looking at what we have in the packaging, we have the beautiful blue shoes, and these aren't just blue, they're almost iridescent. So the photos don't quite do it justice, but you can see as I rotate it, it almost looks like a chameleon paint job. It has subtle cues of purple and lighter blue. So really beautiful shoes. Here you have the dual IP dials. Inside the packaging, you get a really nice cover to keep it clean. You also get some tags for the BOA as well as additional arch support. So this is really nice of Shimano to include, and you can really adjust the fit to match your actual feet without having to buy custom insoles. Additionally, you get a user manual. Now this is one of the largest user manuals I've seen for a shoe. Most shoes actually don't come with anything, but because Shimano is sold in so many countries, you can see here, it's quite impressive. It's in every single language you would expect, just for a couple of warnings. Additionally, you also get a nice little bag here. So if I pop that out, it's another really nice feature. So you get a branded S-PHYRE bag for either storing or traveling with the shoes. And it feels really high quality. Now let's take a look at the weight of the RC9 shoes. Here we have the right shoe that comes in at 262 grams. Now we'll take the left shoe, comes in at 266 grams. So now let's take a closer look at the fin and finish of the RC9s. These are the second generations of the S-PHYRE RC9 shoes, and as such, Shimano has added more technology, made it lighter and more comfortable. The color I have here is the blue version, but it's also available in white, black, green, as well as Aurora. Now the photos of these shoes don't do it justice. As you can see, it has an iridescent quality to it. So you'll see shades of purple and other darker shades of blue. So a really gorgeous pair of shoes that really matches that premium price point. Now if we look at the sole, this is their stiffest competition version sole. This is a stiffness index of 12, but you do have to be careful not to compare that across brands, as every brand will measure it differently. This is 3-bolt compatible, so S-PHPRE SL, look, and other pedals. It also has really cool premium touches. So you can see these little red spacers in there. These are removable and can be adjusted to either bring the cleat connection point down or up. It also isolates some of the noise you typically get when these slide around. You get a lot of measurement points here as well for easy adjustment and repeatability. These shoes also look really unique because they have an external cup design. Unlike other shoes which have a flat sole, this one actually has a nice texture to it to accommodate arches. And you also have a replaceable heel pad here. So this can pop off and be replaced. So unlike normal shoes, which get pretty worn down, cycling shoes pretty much show wear at the heel and toe, as well as the cleat. So if you do a lot of walking, this is one point that gets worn down. So having a cheap and easy replaceable part is a really nice touch. The upper of these shoes is described as a synthetic leather. It's also seamless, so as you can see, it's a really clean design. There's no real obvious connection points except for near the front here. They also have a bunch of really nice touches. So if we look at the heel here, you can see it's a different fabric. And this fabric is designed to be like a cat's tongue. So when you put your heel down, it's really soft. but when you pull up on it, it has a texture to it, which makes it more difficult. So this is designed to keep your heel in place, especially when you're on the road. Additionally, around the ankle, you have this really soft fabric. So this is another pain point with cycling shoes. As you're pedaling, this can compress in and be a pressure point, but with this nice soft material, it's really comfortable to wear. Also, the tongue design on this is really unique. Typically with shoes, you have a large separate tongue, but with this, it's a very unique design. You have essentially one piece. So the tongue folds in on the inside here. A little bit difficult to see, but instead of having an entirely separate piece, it's one piece that wraps around. And what this does is when you start tightening down the dials, the entire shoe compresses in. So it feels more like a lace-up shoe. So really comfortable and distributes the tension. Speaking of the tension, you get dual IP1 BOA dials. What's great about these is they're dual direction. So you can easily do micro adjustments to tighten and loosen them, which is another really big advantage of having a dial. So if you're riding, you can easily make adjustments as you do longer miles or as you warm up. You pull up to release full tension. So really simple to use. Ventilation-wise, you get a bunch of perforations all around the front and around the side as well for summer riding. And again, with the tongue design, you get a very unique kind of strap here. So with the top dial, you can adjust the strap down to apply tension, and then the secondary dial, you can really adjust the fit. So now let's take the shoes on the road. We were really surprised with how comfortable they were, despite the stiffness index of 12, which would make you think they'd be really uncomfortable. The nice anatomical fit and the arch supports meant it was really easy to wear and well supported. Also with the dual dial setup, you can easily adjust the tension mid-ride, something you can't really do with laces. So now let's compare the RC9 versus some other shoes. Here on the far left, I have a City Laser. This is about a 7-year-old model, and as you can see, it's been well used. It has a more bulky ratchet style with dual Velcros, and as you can see, the Velcros start to wear out and get dirty with use. Also, the upper is a lot more busy with different interfaces and different materials. Next, we have a pair of $200 Specialized Expert shoes. Now, these are about mid-level, and as you can see, you don't get dual dials again. With this, you get a single BOA dial, dual directions, which is nice to have, but you get a single Velcro on the bottom, which makes it a little more difficult to distribute the tension. Again, you get a more traditional tongue design here, that's a separate piece, but you get a more seamless upper design. Now, as you go to more modern shoes, here's a FLR FXX2 shoe we recently reviewed. This has a seamless upper design with a similar synthetic leather, a lot of venting, and dual dials. However, at $250, this doesn't come with BOA dials, it comes with A-top dials that are not dual direction. So anytime you want to make adjustments, it's a full release rather than micro adjustments. And again, it has a separate tongue design, which can potentially cause some pressure points here. So now let's give the S-PHYRE RC9 shoes a score. Now we'll go over the design, closures, comfort, and value. In terms of design, I'd give it an A. That color shifting finish, especially in the blue, is really gorgeous. These shoes are really distinctive in appearance. Closure-wise, another A. The dual direction IP1 dials are really easy to use and give you micro adjustments in both directions. And especially with the one-piece upper design, you don't get any folding or any tension points. It's really evenly distributed. Comfort as well, I'd give it an A. These are really nice and form-fitting. I really like the premium insoles. They give you that custom feel without a cost of a custom insole. And especially as someone with arches, those additional arch supports really made me have a direct power transfer to the bike without any discomfort. Value-wise, this one's a little more controversial. We would give it an A. In terms of pure value, $400 is a lot for any shoe. And I would definitely point to like the RC5s, RC7s, if you want something that's more affordable. However, subjectively, I think this definitely is an A. The shoe feels premium, it looks premium, and it makes you feel fast, so you get what you pay for, and as a flagship, I think it nails everything a flagship shoe should be. Thanks for watching this review. Please like and subscribe to support the channel if you like what you saw. You can also see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist, reminding you to enjoy the ride.